Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Marcus Speaks. What's good, people? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks Live, where it's the very podcast that gives you all the 411 and a little bit more with trending topics. I'm your host, Marcus, and this is Marcus Speaks Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just got a few things to go over, and then we're going to get into the show tonight. I have a very good show waiting for you guys tonight, so make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you are new here, and share this video as well as my channel to your respected social medias. Now, first things first, let's get into it. So, please don't be shy. Write in the chat. I have it right here next to me in my little screen that's sitting right here. I'll be paying attention to what you guys are talking about when I can. Fix it. All right. So I'll be seeing everything that you guys are saying. Please do not write anything in my chat that will get me kicked the hell off of this platform. Also, if you could, do me this one favor. I have two YouTube channels. The first one is Marcus Speaks, which you are on right now. Marcus Speaks also houses another show I do, which is also its own channel, Marcus Speaks Play, where I only play my favorite games and a certain select few of new releases. So that's where you can get all of the gaming that you want over there. I also do have them split up into playlists so you can have fun with those videos. Also, if you want to, you can come on up here. If you hit the link that's pinned in the chat, if you want to come up here and talk to me about any of my topics that I have, that I'm going to be presenting to you tonight, you can. And don't be shy, I don't bite. But if you do come up here, there are 3 rules. Those 3 rules are: rule number 1, you must be on camera at all times. I must know who I'm speaking with. I must know who is, who I'll be talking to. When you come here on the backstage, how it's set up, you have your name over top of you in white, and then it's your screen. If you don't want to be on camera, which is rule number 2, that is fine, but I still must see who I'm speaking with. There is a question back here in the private chat. If you guys come back here, do not make it a conversation in my private chat. Come up here with who you are. That's over top of your screen. And if you do, or yes or no, if you want to be on camera or not. All right. And rule number 3 is, please, I need silence. Your background must be silent at all times. So go to a nice secluded spot in your house where you can do that. Or if you have me playing either on your phone, your television, or tablet, please turn me off. All right. With that being said, I only have one more thing, and that is, please, if you could, like this video, subscribe if you are new here. I would love to have, I think I got 2 of the 8 that I needed. So I need 6 more subscribers until next Friday to have 100 subscribers. Then after that, I would like to get 50 subscribers before the year is done. And if you could, please share my channel and this here video to your respected social medias. Also, if you could, please, the scrolling ticker that's starting over right now, that big space where it says follow me on, that starts everything over. Read over that. It has some things in there for you. So if you want to suggest something to me, follow me on social media, what have you, it's all right there. All right. Now, I didn't even play my theme music, but it doesn't matter. Let's get into today's show. So, before we get into the topics that I have for you tonight, which I will be speaking about in the main show, is Dave Chappelle's the backlash that Dave Chappelle is receiving right now for some reason because of his um, recent appearance on Saturday Night Live. That will be the main show, and all that he said during his monologue. But before that, I have a pre-show that I'll be doing, speaking on some topics that I would like to talk about. Also, with those topics, I'll be talking about uh, a childhood, a person that I didn't really know what he looked like until I was an adult. He played Batman on the. He played Bruce Wayne in Batman on the Batman animated series. Kevin Conroy has passed away. Also, I'll be speaking about the city of Philadelphia. Hold on. Yeah, I'm right. The city of Philadelphia issued a formal apology for something. I will get into that once we get there. And there's two more things. Milwaukee Police Department, or Milwaukee Police, I should say, has been very naughty. Excuse me. They've been doing some weird shit to teen boys. We'll get into that once we get there. And if you guys haven't or don't know, or if you're living underneath of a rock, Donald Trump announced his run for president for 2024. We'll get into that as well. But before we get into that, I want to get into something real fast. This is the banter portion of the show. So, let me pause this music real fast because I want to tell you guys something. I covered Kanye West's the whole Kanye and the Kyrie thing and all that. We all know that Kanye has been dropped from Adidas, right? So I was saying something with that when it comes to if he'll ever get his money from the deal, because I was saying, well, they have to pay Ye for the simple fact that he's he signed a contract with them. The contract is legally binding, even if it is. I don't know if he signed for with the corporate office in Germany, or if Adidas has like a corporation somewhere over here, Adidas America, who knows? But with me saying that he will get paid, he will get his money and all of that, I was right. So I want to give myself a round of applause and a DJ. I was right about that whole thing. Now I have something that I wrote on a little sticky note about this. So here we go. So Adidas will owe Ye royalties for everything that's been sold since the last royalty payment they made to him. Heidi Howard Tunde, I think her name is, a partner with what was it Berger Singerman in Miami, who specializes in intellectual property law. So, because shipping and sales and revenue collection, that process could go into 2023. So, Yeezy brand earned 500 million in total royalty payments and marketing fees. So that's the total in all that from when he signed, released the first shoe up until now, he's received $500 million. So who knows what the last royalty payment was? I really don't give a damn what the last royalty payment was. For the simple fact that I, I was right. So I gotta pat myself on the back. I told you guys several times over for the past 3 weeks. I've been talking about this whole, or if not four, This whole 3 to 4 weeks I've been speaking about this Kanye and Kyrie thing. I said almost every video, Kanye, everybody's saying that Kanye's broke. He's only a millionaire now. I told you guys we don't know how much money this man has just because Forbes comes out and says, yeah, he's worth such and such amount of money. Also told you guys that Forbes is a for-profit company. And where the hell do they get their information from? That's what I also said. So with that being said, Ye will get his money from Adidas. So I'm proud that I was probably the only one, if not the only one, who has stated on record that Kanye will be getting his money from Adidas. Now, that being said, let me turn the music back on. I just wanted to pat my own self on the back just because I was right. Now, let's get into the pre-show. So, went over those pre-show topics with you guys. So let's get into it. So, Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy died last Saturday. I did not know this until Monday. I don't really pay attention to many things other than the things that I'm zeroed in on when I'm talking about when it comes to me talking about things on my show. I did not know that Kevin Conroy died last Saturday. I believe it was last Saturday. So Kevin Conroy was born in Westbury, New York in 1955. Grew up in Westport, Connecticut. A talented actor from early on. He's studied the craft at Juilliard alongside fellow DC superhero Christopher Reeves, who played Superman back in the 70s. Although he was plenty busy and gainfully employed throughout the 80s and into the 90s, his career truly hit its stride when Batman the animated series debuted on September 5th, 1992. I was all of maybe, how old was I in 92? I was 4 years old in 92. So Batman animated series came out. I was 4 years old. Just going to I had just started school. Matter of fact, I had to wait. I think until like the end of October, if not if until like early November. So that's when I started school. I remember the whole damn thing. I was petrified because for some reason my mom was there with me for like half of the time, and then she left me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, so anyway, the series was a smash hit that ran for three seasons and is still considered a high point for the Batman IP. Conroy starred as the Cape Crusader in the now classic show for all 3 seasons and went on to voice the character in nearly 60 other Batman productions over the years, including 15 films, 40 episodes of television, and several video games. In 2019, Conroy got to portray Bruce Wayne in person for the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event, including characters and intersecting storylines from several DC series. His most recent Batman voice acting credit came in the video game Multiverse, a fighting game that pits characters from across the Warner Brothers staple of IPs against one another. When news of Conroy's passing became public, a flood of messages from former friends and colleagues began to spread online. Conroy is survived by his husband, Vaughn C. Williams, sister Trisha Conroy, and brother Tom Conroy. So, for everything that Kevin Conroy has done for people who are my age, if a little younger, and I would say probably like 3 to 4 years older, I like to give this man a round of applause. Did his thing over the years, and everyone is proud of him. Now, let's get into this. The city of Philadelphia issues formal apology for experiments conducted at Holmesburg Prison decades ago. Now, I knew nothing of Philadelphia doing this, or Philadelphia correction. What would they call that? A jail, a prison, or whatever. So I didn't know that they were doing this. I knew of jails doing this. I just didn't know that this was one of the specific jails that actually did this experimentation. So they go to say, today the city of Philadelphia takes the opportunity to apologize for experiments conducted by the University of Pennsylvania at Philadelphia's Holmesburg Prison. From the 1950s to the 1970s, inmates were intentionally exposed to pharmaceuticals, viruses, fungus, uh, asbestos, and even dioxin, a component of Agent Orange. The vast majority of those subjected to this wide range of experimentation were black men, many of them illiterate. Excuse me. Awaiting prosecution and attempting to save enough money to make bail. Whatever the ethical norms for prison experimentation were at the time, it was wrong to exploit this vulnerable population. This is yet another tragic example of disgraceful and unethical practices of medical experimentation on people of color throughout our country's history. Now they go on. That just wasn't it. That just wasn't it. So, Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney stated, while this happened many decades ago, we know that the historical impact and trauma of this practice of medical racism has extended for generations all the way to the present day. One of one of our administrators' priorities is to rectify historic wrongs while we work to build a more uh, equitable future, and to do that we must reckon with past atrocities. That is why our administration today, on behalf of the city of Philadelphia, is addressing this shameful time in Holmesburg's history. Without excuse, we formally and officially extend a sincere apology to those who were subjected to this inhumane and horrific abuse. We are also sorry it took far too long to hear these words. To to families and loved ones across generations who um, have been impacted by this deplorable chapter in our city's history. We are hopeful this formal apology brings you at least a small measure of closure, recognizing the deep distrust experiments like this have created in our communities of color. We vow to continue to fight the inequities and disparities that continue to this day. So that's what they had to say. Um, I I won't say that it's a good thing that they did that, but I will say this: I I like that they stuck their foot out there and was like, you know what, this was wrong. We should say something about this, and we should at least have it to where we apologize to the families of the people of who this happened to. And I think that's noble. of the mayor and in the city of Philadelphia officials to come out with this statement, because who knows, how long this could have been kept under wraps, and who knows how long we would have found out about this. But like I said, I known about experimentation on inmates, black inmates to be more exact, but I didn't know that the magnitude of the city of Philadelphia doing this. Now, it could have happened all across the board in any city or any town in any state, but I didn't know the the exact I didn't know the exact places that this stuff happened at. Like, we just knew that it happened in prisons and jails across America. So it's a good thing that they did that. But I will say this: other cities need to come out as well and apologize. Not saying that it'll make it right, but at least it's a step in the right way to the family of this person that you wronged. So I think they deserve an applause. At least a section of the audience should at least give them an applause. All right. Talking about experimentation on black people. Milwaukee Police molested black teen boys at that, through illegal cavity searches. So I have a short video on this. Oh, but before I play the video, if you guys have not watched my show before, you know to further my point, I play videos. It's part of my podcast, it's part of my format. With that being said, I have to use a little thing called fair use. It just isn't a YouTube policy, it's also the law. And I want to follow both of them to the extent that they are written in. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what the hell fair use is. Hello everyone, I'm gonna tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right, so I always forget that I have pictures. So this is Kevin Conroy. If you guys don't know who Kevin Conroy is, so this is Kevin Conroy, and he played Batman, and then I didn't really have a picture of the jail. I could have, but I was lazy. I didn't take a snapshot of like the overhead of the jail, so whatever. But anyway, Milwaukee Police. They have been very naughty lately. They have been some fondlers of little boys. So let's get into the video and let's see exactly what the hell is going on.
Pulled out my pants, touched my testicles. They like eased down and they put their hands right between my butt. Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The alleged victims keep coming forward. 8 Milwaukee police officers are under internal investigation, accused of performing illegal strip searches, including cavity searches on the streets. Were they wearing any gloves?
No, I didn't see not one. There was no gloves.
Kevin Freeman Jr. claims back in December he and some friends were violated during a traffic stop.
When they searched me, they like eased down and they put their hands right between my butt. And I try to reach back and when I try to reach back and try to stop them, they just got to slamming me.
All right. So what I'm actually looking for right now is a video No, I'm sorry. 'Cause that's only a little bit of it. So let's see if I can find anything other than the video that I had. Honestly, this is the only video out. Oh, well, somebody has a 3-hour video, but I can't play that. Let's see. No, they're keeping this under wraps. There isn't nothing on this. Let me check.
In order to make America.
Sorry. Let me check. Google real fast to see if there's anything on this. There is nothing on this. But as y'all can see, there's a video on this. So, boys came out. There's a TikTok video. I don't have TikTok. It's the same thing as well. So, man, they're really keeping this story under wraps. And everything else is forums. There isn't nothing else on this other than the video itself. What's Boxton? It's another forum. There is nothing else on this story other than the video. That's wild, yo. Yo, how is it that... Now, I got this story exactly from... the video. I seen it on somebody's channel or page, on social media. It's actually on Twitter. That's where I saw it. And I said, okay, well, let me do my due diligence. And I got the same results. So I have no clue. Let me see if I can switch this wording around a little bit and see if I can find something on it. Somebody on Twitter has wrote something about it. Let me see if there's a story about this. Lipstick Alley got something. Let's see what they got. I forgot Lipstick Alley is a forum, so never mind. Somebody wrote something on Twitter. Let's check that. So, and it's the video again. I have written about this extensively. The sexual assault of black men and boys by police remain an unaddressed problem in the fight against police violence. But that's it. That's all that they got. Yo, this is wild, yo. They do not, there's not a news story link or anything attached to this. All it is just people commenting stupid stuff on it. And he has the video up, which I just showed you guys, which is a 40-second video. And then he has something, he has like a paper or something that he wrote, but it just talks about the raping of black men by police as a problem not engaged by intersectional theory or Black Lives Matter, despite high profile cases showing racial profiling involves forced nudity, genitalia fondling, or genital fondling, or or anal penetration with guns, screwdrivers, or fingers. Let's read it. Let's see what it is. Let me blow this up. So he says he never met. It's called "He Never Mattered" by Tommy J. Curry. Poor black males in the dark logic of intersectional invisibility. So there's a quote from somebody from Black Lives Matter that says how representatives were Garza slaps at hetero patriarchy and charismatic black men of the black community in whose name she spoke. Would it be too hetero patriarchal of me, I wonder, to suggest that maybe a black male or two with experience of oppression in the nation's racist criminal justice system ought to share some space front and center in a movement focused especially on a police and prison state that targets black boys and men above all. Paul Street, Paul Street. What would the Black Panthers think of Black Lives Matter? So, this person, Tom Curry, writes. He says, in the fall of 2016, I was invited to be a part of a panel on Black Lives at a Midwest university. The topic of my talk was unacknowledged sexual assault and rape. Black men and boys suffer at the hands of police in the United States. Harris, 2016, in parentheses. Earlier that year, a 32-year-old black man and father named Kevin Campbell was anally penetrated and sexually assaulted by a white police officer named Daniel Mack. Mr. Campbell was stopped by the white officer because his license plate was not visible. Mr. Campbell explained that he had just bought a minivan for his wife and it still had the temporary paper license plate taped to the window. This explanation did nothing to stop the aggression of Mack. In a video of the illegal body cavity search, Mr. Campbell can be heard yelling at Officer Mack, "You cannot do that. Why you putting your fingers in my ass?" ? I don't know. To be honest, why is it a question? Why are you asking why you putting your fingers in my ass? It's get the fuck out my ass. All right. Exclamation point or mark. So anyway, why are you feeling my shit? Officer Mack violated Mr. Campbell. Despite Mr. Campbell's pleas, Mr. Campbell said that this haunted him and that it was very dehumanizing. So that's all that they got on this, is just this paper and the video. That's about it. There's nothing else on this. So let's see if anybody has written anything on this. 20 years later, police is okay. Show more replies. I'm looking to see if anybody has a news story link in his thread, or hold on, let me just go to the thread itself. Oh well, I am in the thread. That's stupid. But anyway, yeah, nobody has written anything. Another black resident has sued over strip search in Asheville traffic stop. Okay, here's the story. So, another black resident has sued over strip search in Asheville traffic stop. So, another man present at a 2018 police traffic stop has sued over a strip search conducted in a gas station bathroom that resulted in no drugs or other contraband being found. That last federal lawsuit was filed by Brandon Pickens, who was with Marcus Hyatt during the traffic stop. The men said resulted in them being handcuffed and detained for hours before being searched. The cavity searches were performed in a public gas station bathroom and were conducted in unsanitary, unreasonable, and outrageous conditions, such that would shock the common understanding of decency, Pickens wrote in his complaint. Filed in 2001 by Pickens, who is now in prison on unrelated charges, the lawsuit has not gone to trial and garnered no media attention, only coming to light after Pickens sent a recent letter to the Citizen Times. The latest filing was an October 7th response from Pickens opposing a defense motion for relief from judgment. Pickens is representing himself and brought the suit in U.S. District Court of the Western District of North Carolina in Asheville. So let's see. Strip search led to court battle for body cam video from Buncombe County Sheriff's Office. U.S. judge says no racial bias in Great Smoky arrest conviction of black men. So that's nothing that has to do with this. So in August, Hyatt won his lawsuit in the court after it was found Buncombe County Sheriff's detectives. Well, it said Buncombe's in North Carolina. So this is related but unrelated. But there's nothing on this damn story, yo. Like nothing whatsoever. Whatsoever. There's nothing that's has anything that talks about the Milwaukee Police. Like you can look this up yourself. Type in, I forgot what I typed in, but type in I'll get off this thread in a minute, see if I can find anything else. Yeah, there's nothing, yo. Like literally, it's just people like either saying a name or saying how messed up it is, and that's it. So type in 74 black boys molested by Milwaukee Police. By Milwaukee Police. That's what I typed in, but also had to switch the wording around. I also had Milwaukee Police molested 74 black boys, and type that in, and you'll find nothing. Like, I guarantee you will find nothing on this. But why is this why is this story, being heavenly, I think I just found something. All right, never mind. I don't. I might. Hold on. Nah, there's nothing on this. Now, this is wild. Let's just talk about how wild it is that nothing comes up when you type this in. Like, there's no story. There's no news stories, local or national. There's no other footage of other people coming forward saying, yeah, he touched my booty and all that. There's none of it. Like, I can't find anything. And when I mean anything, I mean I can't find anything. Like, this is crazy. Man. They're allowing these police officers to get away with this shit. I don't understand. I don't understand how this is possible. But if anything else comes with this, if there's a news story that comes out about it or anything, I'll make sure I'll cover it, because this is disgusting. You got these damn police officers touching these young boys and young adult males in a way that doesn't. Now, I'll say this. If Milwaukee Police deal with an influx of drugs being in an assailant's rectum, if they've had a high number of this in that city, then I'll understand. But since there's no stories attached to this video, then I don't believe that there's been a high influx of people hiding drugs in their booty. Like, I don't understand how this doesn't have any sort of fucking news story attached to it. So, like I said, I'll recover this if there's something else that comes out about this, because this shit is crazy. That you can go online, you can only find a video, but you can't find a news story that basically says, yeah, this actually happened. So I'll make sure I'll come back and I'll talk about this. All right, so let's move on to our pal. Well, that's the picture I had. Our pal, the orange man in charge. The orange man in charge announced his presidency. How about we take a look about what he had to say about it?
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. Thank you, thank you, all of you. Thank you. So many incredible friends and family here tonight. It's such a beautiful thing. It's Some people say, how do you speak before so many people all the time? When there's love in the room, it's really easy, if you want to know the truth. It really is. You ought to try it sometime. Together, we will be taking on the most corrupt forces and entrenched interests imaginable. Our country is in a horrible state. We're in grave trouble. This is not a task for a politician or a conventional candidate. This is a task for a great movement that embodies the courage, confidence, and the spirit of the American people.
All right. So, what up, BD? How's it going? How's it going, man? So, the orange man in charge. That's what I like calling him now. He has announced his presidency. So, with that being said, I will say this before I get into the article. Now the left has something to fucking talk about again. Like they they don't have to just squander and talk about bullshit. They can now go back to the very person that they hate. They can go right back to talking about the Orange Avenger all over again. How about that? Now, let's get into this article. So, it says Twitter was roaring as former President Trump. Hold on. Former President Donald. Hold on. Let me read this all over. Twitter was roaring as former President Trump formally announced his bid to win the White House, win back the White House in 2024. Ever since he left office, Trump has teased his intention of a third presidential run, but finally made it official during a Tuesday night address from Mar-a-Lago. His fans were completely on board. Count me in. Conservative strategist Chris Barron exclaimed. It's a fantastic speech. Trump is calm, cool, and collected. YouTuber James, I guess it's Klung, could be King, but I don't know. Reacted. Substack writer Jordan Scottel tweeted, Trump's best attribute is his non-interventionist instinct. Came up in his speech, seeks to actively lower the temperature between great powers in a world of warmongers, now more important than ever. Donald Trump says he will abolish every Joe Biden COVID mandate and rehire all military who were fired for refusing the COVID shot. Provide full payback or back pay. I said payback. Full back pay and apologize for their firing. Love this. Outkick founder Clay Travis Fruit. So conservative radio host Ben Ferguson tweeted, I miss the way Trump says China. Not going to lie. On the other hand, many critics observed the Trump appeared low energy compared to his typical rally speeches. Journalist Yashur Ali asked, is it just me or is this Trump announcement low energy? We've watched Trump with more visible energy and excitement in many of his rallies than right now in Mar-a-Lago. CBS News reporter Catherine Watson wrote, Trump looks exhausted, very serious. Podcast host Josh Barrow tweeted, CNN analysis. CNN analyst David Axelrod said Trump doesn't look very happy. Now it's just a lot of people just saying shit about Trump. But this is one thing I want to say when it comes to people talking about Trump. Now a lot of his followers, I should say, or his supporters, probably a week, if not from like August up until when he announced his third run, they were all saying that Trump may not be the guy for the job because of what's his name, Ron DeSantis. Now Ron DeSantis just won the governor's seat in Florida. Again, he's been Florida governor for I don't know how long. I guess for uh 6 years now. So story with Ron DeSantis. DeSantis came to Trump, asked him to endorse him for governor of Florida. He Trump did. DeSantis won. The rest is history, right? Now people are looking at Ron DeSantis to be the next president. Now, Ron said he's not looking to talk about any of that yet or at all because he just won governor again and he wants to focus on that. He'll wait until a better time to talk about if he's going to run for president or not. This is what I say. There's a lot of people, even Candace Owens, of all people, said that Trump may not be the right person for the job. I'm looking at DeSantis. All this DeSantis talk is getting a little tiring because of this reason. Number one, a lot of people are talking about DeSantis, and he could very be the right-wing establishment's pick for president, not Trump. Trump is the people's pick for president all over again, as you saw them cheering and applauding him announcing that he was going to run again. But this is what I'll also say when it comes to the people who follow him, because they're now back on the Trump train all over again. Oh, he had a great speech on Tuesday. I'm going to go and vote for him now when elections start. And it's like, that's not what y'all was saying just like a week, if not 2 weeks ago, if not a few months ago. Y'all was like, nah, Trump is a bad man. He shouldn't be running for president. He has all these problems going on in his business and whatever with FBI and him going to court for things and stuff like that. Well, I don't feel as though that he's suited to be president. But now y'all back on the Trump train. I call foul on that. Because, like I always say, I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a far rightist. I'm not a far leftist. I'm not a rightist. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a centrist. I'm not a centrist that leans left. I'm not a centrist that leans right. I'm a free thinker. So when I saw this shit from all these people talking shit saying, oh, well, we don't think Trump should go and be president again because DeSantis looks like the right pick because he was in the military and he knows how to do this and he knows how to do this and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, y'all talking all this shit about Trump, but now y'all back on the Trump train again. How about y'all just shut the fuck up and ride dick like y'all been doing? Just shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's keep going. So, where was I at? So, New York Magazine correspondent Olivia Nunzi tweeted, or I think I read that already. So, Trump doesn't sound like he believes the words he's speaking. Political consultant Noah Pollock wrote. Daily Mail columnist Meghan McCain wondered, why is this so boring? The escalated speech was more entertaining. Washington Free Beacon reporter Chuck Rose said the former president was urged by allies to delay his announcement until after the Georgia Senate ran off, where Trump's endorsed candidate Herschel Walker is in a tough battle to unseat Democrat incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock. Other conservatives have placed blame on Trump following the result of last week's midterm, where Republicans failed to achieve a red wave while narrowly clinching control over the House of Representatives. But that was the whole point of the red wave. I don't know if people like actually paid attention to that. So there was, this is in the way. I need to get this up. It was speaks on since I believe once the midterms were coming up, like by like the summertime up until now, people was talking about, oh, it's going to be a red wave when midterm elections come up. Republicans are going to win the House and take the government back over or whatever. Stupids, that's what happened. When a party takes over the House of Representatives, they run government. End of story. So the Democrats had the House during Trump's presidency, or if not after when Biden won. They had the House. Just like when Trump won, he had the House. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but it was televised where after Trump did his inaugural speech or whatever, he walked down whatever that street is to the White House. They then had like a wine ceremony with Trump where all of the Republican senators and House of Representative members came to wherever the fuck it was in the White House, and they toasted to their takeover of the House, because it hadn't been done in, they said, years. Like full Republican control of the House and the Senate. Like they said that hadn't been done in like I think they said in like 30 years or something like that at the time. So it's like, right, just like right now, it's a good thing that the Republicans have the House, because that's what the voters wanted. That's what the senators in the House of Representatives who are Republicans actually wanted. The only thing that they're bitching about is that Republicans didn't take the whole entire House over as far as when seats came up for grabs. Most seats are most of the seats the Democrats have. But y'all wanted that the House to be Republican controlled. Y'all got it. What the fuck are y'all mad at? And also, Nancy Pelosi has now stepped down, which she has to wait until next year to actually step down, because now the Republicans, since they're running the House, we now will have a Republican Speaker of the House. That's what y'all wanted. Like, I don't understand this confusing shit, like this all or nothing mentality that these motherfuckers got. Like, it's weird. Like, y'all asked for, well, y'all not asked, but y'all basically told people to go out, vote Republican so this could happen. That's what y'all wanted. You got it, but you're still bitching. I don't understand why. But let's keep going. Let's see. Another conservative has placed blame on Trump's following the result of last week. Okay, I said that already. Several prominent GOP candidates endorsed by Trump in the primaries included Dr. is it Dr. Mehmet Oz, which he lost, which is funny. This fool lost to a mentally. You can basically say the man's mentally ill. John Fetterman, he's basically mentally ill. He had a stroke sometime. Well, the talk of that is he just not too long had the stroke that he went through. But they're saying his people who work for him are saying that it happened earlier in the year. But like, I don't know if you guys watch Dr. Oz and Fetterman's debate. You got to listen to Fetterman. So Fetterman's a Democrat or whatever. So he could. So with the questions he was asked, this motherfucker was trying to read a teleprompter to give his answer, but the motherfucker couldn't read the motherfucker. Or yeah, I'm sorry. Had a teleprompter in front of him. Plus, I believe he had an earpiece in his ear to it telling him what it was saying, so he could just repeat what the teleprompter was saying. He couldn't do that. So it's like, okay, I understand Dr. Oz isn't even from Pennsylvania. I believe he's like a Jersey native or something. So for him to come into Pennsylvania and try to, become governor or whatever, I guess the Pennsylvanians wasn't having it. They said, nah, fuck all that. We'll go with the mentally ill patient compared to somebody who doesn't really know much about our state. Okay, that seems good and all, but it's like, come on now. You got this fucking rambling fool to the point to where motherfuckers is making shirts. Biden Fetterman 2024. No lie. So you're gonna have a stuttering idiot and a bumbling idiot for running. It's not a true statement. They're not running. They're not going to be running mates or whatever. But I'm just saying, what if it did happen? So let's keep going. Doug Mastorino, Blake Masters, and Kerry Lake all fell short in their races. Many of his hand-picked candidates were derided by the media for embracing Trump's claim about the 2020 presidential election being stolen. Something critics have tied to their loss. While some of the Republican Party remain loyal to the 45th president, others are urging conservative voters to move on, pointing to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who Trump labeled Ron DeSanctimonious, which is stupid to call somebody. Just days before the midterms, as the next party's standard barrier, DeSantis crushed his Democratic rival Charlie Kirst by nearly 20 points, far exceeding expectations in the Sunshine State, which had a red wave on its own. It's unclear whether DeSantis will enter a cage match against Trump and could a cage match against Trump and could become a brutal primary. Sorry. There are plenty of Republicans who have also generated 2024 buzz, including former Vice President Mike Pence, which I heard that he's going to be announcing his run if he does run. I believe they said somewhere between next week, if not towards December, I believe. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, Governors Larry Hogan, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Now, although I'm from Maryland, and although Hogan just lost his Maryland run, to what's his name, Westmore. I believe the new black man, Maryland governor is a black man named Westmore, Jamaican guy. I'm not sure. Like Maryland was all like Maryland's good, but Maryland, as far as like its other counties, other than the very county that everyone brings up when they talk about Maryland, is Prince George County. There's a lot of other counties in the state, well, in this state, that voted red, but this is what takes us out: Baltimore. Now, I don't understand. I don't even know how many, like what Baltimore's population is. But I understand that that small city makes up for basically a lot. Plus, this midterm, when it came to, 'cause I don't know if you guys know, but Maryland just passed recreational marijuana, and it will be legal in 2023 in July, where Marylanders can walk around with 1.5 ounces of marijuana. Anything over that is a $100 fine. So, I don't smoke, but for all the people who do in Maryland, hey, cool beans, y'all got it. Now, what was I saying? Larry Hogan, he really didn't run this state all that well. So for him to be a candidate for presidency, nah, fuck all that. Anyway, Chris Sununu, I guess it's Sununu. I guess Sununu. And Christie Noem and former governor Chris Christie, he better not run. Ted Cruz. Now, hold on. And I'll say this after I read these names. Chris Christie, Senator Ted Cruz, and Tim Scott, and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. President Biden has repeatedly said he intends to seek re-election, which I hope he doesn't, which made better Democrat primary challenges. I think if he does run again, everybody's going to run for whoever is running against him in the Democratic Party, because ain't nobody going to vote Biden back into fucking office. Have you guys seen Biden these last 3.5 years, 2.5 years? Have you guys seen this nigga? Anyway, so with Ted Cruz, right? And this has just been my thoughts, me thinking about this whole thing, right? So, and this is what I feel that Trump is doing too, because Trump's fucking strategic as fuck. So he's giving Ron DeSantis all this fucking like third degree, because he's probably looking at him to be his vice president. Now, if Republicans, listen up. Republicans, if y'all guys want to win this next election with Trump on the ticket, let Trump know this if he's not already thinking about this. Trump DeSantis. That's who his running mate should be. Trump DeSantis. Now, you guys like DeSantis so much, let it be DeSantis, Ted Cruz. Okay, then from there, Ted Cruz takes Rand Paul. And then Rand Paul, whoever the fuck is left. Because if you guys want to stay the way that you guys want the country to be, those are the people y'all should be looking at to run for presidency. But you just have to get them to run. We just can't say, oh, well, I don't like him. No. You have to get these fools to run. So my whole thoughts is, if you guys want Republican presidents for here on out, that's gonna have to be the lineup: DeSantis, Trump, DeSantis, Cruz, and then Cruz, Paul. So you guys get on the horn, start talking about it on y'all's podcasts and radio shows and all that. But if you guys want to win, those are the people who should be looking at to run these next few elections, which would it be 3? DeSantis, Cruz, and Paul. So yeah, and then Paul. So next 4 presidential elections should be those people that I just named. Now we have came to the end of the pre-show. So I hope you guys liked it. Whoever's here, I want to give you guys a big round of applause. If anybody wants to come up and speak to me about any of the topics tonight, you can by hitting the link that is pinned to the in the chat. So make sure you guys, if you guys want to, you can. There is a question back here. If you do come up, answer the question. Don't make it a conversation back here. Just answer the question with your name and if you do or don't want to be on camera. You have to be on camera, as the rules state. You have to be on camera at all times. If you don't want to be on camera in the public, that's fine. I'll tell you. Well, you let me know if you want to be on camera or not to the public. But back here, you have to be. If not, I'm kicking you the hell out back here. But anyway. And also, please silence your background noise. I don't want to fucking hear what's going on in your life. Go to a nice secluded spot in your house, and then we'll take the conversation from there. So, with that being said, we have reached the point in time where we can talk about today's topic. Now, if you guys don't know how my show goes, I always give you guys an overview. Here's the overview. Dave Chappelle's SNL's monologue gets backlash. All right, so here we go. Our buddy, our pal, Dave Chappelle, has received backlash for what he said on on Saturday Night Live. Now, this is one thing I forgot to do. I want to play this. I want to play the video, but I forgot to put his picture up at the same time. So please give me like a couple minutes to do that. Where the hell is the picture icon at? Okay, image. I have to lay this over this here video, so give me a few seconds if you could. I don't want them giving me any strikes like they like giving me. I just got one not too long ago, and then I'm gonna bring it down so it's not in my way. Is this the one right here? Okay, yeah, that is. All right. So, let me lock that in so I don't move it. So, people, so as you guys know, I need to put that over it. There we go. So, if you guys know, if you guys don't know, if you guys been living underneath a rock, Dave Chappelle went on SNL last Saturday to be exact. If you guys haven't watched any of the clips from that SNL show, I think you should, because the barbershop skit was funny as hell. The Black Heaven skit was funny as shit because it was supposed to star Day, but he got Mikey Day, old cast member of Wildin' Out, to play his part. Hilarious. He also had another sketch, which I didn't find all that funny, but it was like I guess a lesson in it. It was called Potato Hole. So y'all can go and check that out. I think that was the only 3 sketches he was in the entire night. So, like I said last week, I thought that he was gonna like redo a sketch that he did. Was it the last time he was on there? But he didn't. So, anyway, let's get into the first part of this video. If you guys don't know why he's receiving backlash, is because he spoke on the very thing that everyone else has been speaking on, the whole Ye West and Kyrie Irving debacle. Dave Chappelle weighed in on it. He shared his sentiments of how he felt about the situation. And this is what he had to say. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit more. All right. I want to get exactly when he came onto the stage. All right, so here we go.
Thank you very much for being here. But before I start tonight, I just wanted to read a brief statement that I prepared. I denounce anti-Semitism in all its forms. And I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time. I gotta tell you guys, I've probably been doing this 35 years now. And early in my career, I learned that there are 2 words in the English language that you should never say together in sequence. And those words are the and Jews. I've never heard someone do good after they said that. Kanye's gotten into some scrapes before. Normally when he's in trouble, I pull up immediately. But this time I was like, you know what? Let me see what's gonna happen first. I just want to see where this is all going. Can't even remember how it started. Vaguely, I remember it started with a tweet, strange tweet. It was like, I'm feeling a little sleepy. I'm gonna give me some rest, but when I wake up, I'm gonna go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. And then he just went to bed. I was up all night worried. What is he gonna do to the Jews? I grew up around Jewish people. I have a lot of Jewish friends, so I'm not freaked out by your culture. I know a little bit about it just from hanging around. I'd be like, yo, let's go out after school tomorrow. They'd be like, we can't go out. It's Shana tomorrow. I'd be like, where? What is Shana? I had so many questions. Why do some of your people dress like Run DMC? And Kanye woke up from that nap, he went right to work. A year ago, I'd seen him on a podcast called Drink Champs, a great show. And it was an amazing appearance. Noriega and them were there, the rappers that I love, and they all had their gold chains and stuff on. And Kanye said, only millionaires wear chains. They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their body. I tucked my chain and I said, oh, snap. It was a good appearance. It was fun and funny. When he woke up, he went on drink champs again. This time, he was on one. He was mad about something. He said, I can say anti-Semitic things, and he just can't stop me. Now what? He just dropped that nigga immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis. And they were offended. I guess the student surpassed the teacher. It's a big deal. It broke like show business rules. It's just a rule. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it. Kanye got in so much trouble, Kyrie got in trouble. Kyrie Irving posted a link to a movie that he had seen on Amazon. No caption on the post or nothing like that. But apparently this movie had some, I don't know, anti-Semitic tropes or something. And it was some weird title like From Hebrew to Negro or something. And the NBA told me he should apologize. And he was slow to apologize. And then the list of demands to get back in their good graces got longer and longer. And this is where, you know, I draw the line. I know the Jewish people have been through terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on Black Americans. You just can't. You know what I mean? Thanks to the one person that said, a fair punishment would be you should just post a link to Schindler's List and y'all write your own captions. Kyrie Irving's black ass was nowhere near the Holocaust. In fact, he's not even certain it existed. I saw one.
I don't think people got that joke all that much. Just think about Kyrie Irving talking about him believing in the earth being flat or whatever. That's what that reference is to. Just for people who don't know what he was talking about. Let's keep going.
News pundit screaming about Kanye. She said, mental health is no excuse for that type of language. Yes, it is, bitch. You can kill somebody if you're mentally ill. Listen, okay, I don't think Kanye is crazy at all. I think he's possibly not well. Well, I've been to Hollywood. I don't want y'all to get mad at me. I'm just telling you. I've been to Hollywood. This was just what I saw. It's a lot of Jews. Like a lot. But that doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri. Doesn't mean we run the place. I could see if you had some kind of issue, you know what I mean? You might go out to Hollywood and you might start connecting some kind of lines and you could maybe adopt the delusion that the Jews run show business. It's not a crazy thing to think, but it's a crazy thing to say out loud in a climate like this. Now the midterms are over, and it's crazy climate.
All right. So, that was his, that wasn't all that he said, but that is some of what is getting him backlash. So, I got this article from CNN, you know, the left-leaning news news organization. So they say Dave Chappelle's comments about the Jewish community during his Saturday Night Live monologue are being slammed as anti-Semitic. Dave did a fake Saturday Night Live monologue during the show's dress rehearsal, sources said, and then switched his material for for the live show. But here's my thing: can you blame him? Can you blame him? Because he's an artist at the end of the day. He's not this shill that have to tell people what he's going to do. Dave Chappelle lives in the moment. In the moment, in the climate of the country, is this whole Kanye and Kyrie Irving debacle of what's going on. So, with that being said, it's like, how are you gonna get upset at this man for being himself? That's all he's doing. He's just being himself. So, with that being said, a source told Page Six Dave does a fake monologue during the dress rehearsal because he doesn't want SNL creator Lorne Michaels or anyone else to know what his real monologue is. But hold on, before we go forward, this is his his third appearance on SNL. Did he ever not give the creators the exact monologue to his speech or his set of what he was gonna say? He's been on there 2 other times before this time. He knows how it works there. Plus, if you gotta look at it like this, with how shit is in the country, with people who are of the far left, SNL follows suit. They haven't been funny for years, but they've been so unfunny to where I'm pretty sure Dave was like, let me spice things up a little bit. Like, it's not really that much entertainment going on here anymore. Let me spice some things up. It was probably the highest rated SNL episode since Eddie Murphy's comeback appearance. Now, I don't know if you guys saw Eddie Murphy's set. I think it was like 3 years ago, something like that. Eddie had that show on fire. And I mean, just go. I think he went around this time, like before Thanksgiving or something like that, like, or right before Christmas or whatever. Type that in. Eddie Murphy, SNL. It's either 2019, if not 2020, if not 2018. Try those 3 years, 2018, 2019, or 2020, and just watch. Especially which made me laugh a lot was Eddie Murphy's Elf sketch. That shit was hilarious. So also this says a source. I said that already. The source added that Chappelle made a joke during the dress rehearsal about a writer who refused to work with him this week on the show, or last week on the show. Chappelle's rep previously told us there were nothing to suggest that there was any boycott when Chappelle and his team attended SNL writers meeting last week. But an insider told Page Six that the joke Chappelle made about the objecting writer during the rehearsal caused tension to the flair. Either way, the comedian then switched up his monologue for the actual NBC live show. Anti-Defamation League Chief Executive Officer or CEO Jonathan Greenblatt took to Twitter on Sunday to criticize the comedian and the NBC Late Show. So this is what the fool had to say. I'm sorry, that's next. So I should switch these around. So this is what he had to say. Let me make this bigger. And then I'll zoom in. So Jonathan Greenblatt said this. We shouldn't expect Dave Chappelle to serve as society's moral compass, but disturbing to see NBC SNL not just normalizing but popularize and hashtag anti-Semitism. Why are Jewish sensitivities denied or diminished at all at almost every turn? Why does our trauma trigger applause? The controversial host, the controversial comic hosted the show and addressed the firestorm around Kanye and Kyrie. Around Kanye and Kyrie, who was legally charged, who West legally changed his name to Ye following the remarks about Jewish people. Chappelle began the show by reading a statement. I denounce anti-Semitism in all of its forms, and I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time. Chappelle joked. He went on to say that Ye has broken the show business rules, which are the rules of perception. If they're black, if they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. Chappelle said, but if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it. Chappelle went on to talk about the abundance of Jewish people in Hollywood, but that doesn't mean anything, he said. There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri. That doesn't mean that they run the place. Chappelle said he could see if you had some kind of issue, you might go to Hollywood and start connecting some kind of lines, and you could maybe adopt the illusion that Jews run show business. It's not crazy. It's not a crazy thing to think, he said, but it's a crazy thing to say out loud. Writer Adam Feldman tweeted that Dave Chappelle SNL monologue probably did more normalize anti-Semitism than anything Kanye said. Everyone knows Kanye is nuts, Feldman wrote. Chappelle posted himself as a teller of difficult truths. It's worse. CNN has reached out to Chappelle. Let me read that over again. CNN has reached out to reps for Chappelle at NBC for comment, but I guess they didn't get back. So all I want to say is, do you know what these Jewish people are actually kind of looking like right now? Looking like Karens. If Karens was a religion, this is exactly what the fuck's happening right now. These motherfuckers are tripping over words. Now, their favorite saying is "never forget," but to me, y'all remember. I don't have to forget anything. But this is one thing I will say when it comes to them basically putting out black men or black people as a whole when it comes to their plight. Just listen to me. I've said this before, but untuck your Stars of David. We don't want to harm you. Number two, this is what I also want to say. You guys are getting upset at people who also defend you. And this is getting crazy. Y'all are coming after people who say good things about you, and you say, well, that's anti-Semitic too. You shouldn't say that. To the whole point of, I understand that they went through an atrocity back before World War II. This is one of the reasons why World War II happened, was because of when the German faction switched to the Nazi shit, and then Hitler came up with propaganda about Jewish people to where even their neighbors even sold them out to the Nazi party and put them in encampments. I understand y'all don't want that to happen again. I understand y'all don't want this false narrative about your people. I understand this, but this is one thing I will say. You guys are just dealing with words that you can't handle. Black people are actually dealing with getting killed, getting harassed, getting beaten, or assaulted by police officers in this country, and even our own. So you want to fix your faces to the point to where you're basically talking about, well, it's wrong. You guys shouldn't be saying this shit. And it's like, have you looked at the black community lately? Almost every month, 1 to 5 rappers die. But no one bats an eye at that because a video came out with a Jewish member who does video. What he's a director of music videos. He came out and said that directors get paid more money to shoot hip hop videos because of its violence and its prestige of depicting bullshit in the black community, such as thuggism and all that other shit that we do. But be that as it may, these motherfuckers are getting upset at words. But black people have to deal with feet or knees being kneeled on us, killing us, getting shot, getting illegally cavity searched in nasty gas station bathrooms. This is what we gotta go through. Y'all don't have to go through this shit. And to be honest, it's getting a little tiresome that every stretch of someone saying something about y'all got a statement ready to say shit about something that you're only dealing with when it comes to the verbal arena. You're not dealing with anything when it comes to the physical arena. So I suggest y'all, the Jewish community, shut the fuck up and know your place for now on. And I'm not fucking around anymore. Now, Dave Chappelle's SNL monologue condemned by director of the ADL. So I read his statement earlier. So the national director of the Anti-Defamation League has criticized Dave Chappelle's SNL monologue for popularizing anti-Semitism. So it's his statement all over again. I'll breeze past that. So in his monologue during the November 12th episode, the controversial comedian denounced anti-Semitism in a prepared statement that referenced Kanye West, who has been accused of espousing bigoted tropes about Jewish people. I denounce anti-Semitism in all of its forms, and I stand with my friends in the Jewish community, Chappelle said. And then, it says what I read earlier all over again. So let's breeze past that. So in the English language, hold on. Chappelle's in the English language, Chappelle. So I don't know what the hell that means. So there are 2 words you don't say, so they get into that, which I already spoke about. Chappelle said, you know the rules of perception. If they're black, it's a gang. If you're Italian, it's a mob. If you're Jewish, it's a coincidence. Whatever. So he also says, Let's see. Okay, Chappelle added that it shouldn't be this scary to talk about anything. It's making my job incredibly difficult. And to be honest with you, I'm sick of talking to a crowd like this. I love you to death, and I thank you for your support. And I hope they don't take anything away from me, whoever they are. So reps for Chappelle and SNL didn't immediately respond to EW's request for comment about the blowback to the monologue. In the EW's recap of the episode, former SNL cast member Gary Kroger weighed in on Chappelle's monologue. I've learned to never try to predict a Chappelle monologue, said Kroger. His gift, like only a few others, is his clarity. That doesn't mean, i.e., trans issues, that his perspective is the only truth, but it is his truth, and he illuminates issues in a way that we simultaneously recognize and also may have denied. He is a genuine comedic monologuist. I don't even know if that's a word. He is topical without the constraints of being topical. He said it doesn't look for things I approve or don't approve of. Comedy is a personal taste, and satire has personal parameters. There will always be things always things one person likes and another hates. There will always be things on one person finds offensive and another doesn't. I like comedy to stand apart as best it can. Chappelle has been criticized for his 2021 Netflix stand-up special, The Closer, wherein he made jokes about the transgender community. Advocacy groups and members of the LGBTQ plus community condemned his rhetoric, and Netflix employees staged a walkout in protest of the release, which the CEO didn't really give a fuck. So he was like, "All right, y'all can get back to work after y'all done bitching." So let me bring back Dave's picture since I'm talking about him. Let's bring back Dave's picture. So process of so SNL cast members have also reportedly been upset with the decision to welcome back Chappelle as host. It was only one. That was they have a non-binary cast member. I think that's the only person that actually got upset. Which, if you looked at her sketch on that show, it wasn't funny. But let's keep going. Dave Chappelle's monologue disappoints on SNL. So no one walks a rhetorical tightrope as definitely as Dave Chappelle. Or is that definitively? Anyway, let's keep going. Death thought nagged at me while watching Chappelle's widely anticipated appearance last week on SNL, where his guest hosting stint after major electoral events have become something of a tradition. But Chappelle didn't vote much of his monologue or devote his much of his monologue to the midterm elections, even though the news had broken earlier that day that Democrats had defied expectations to likely retain control of the Senate. He spent more time talking about Kanye West and anti-Semitism. Earlier in my career, I learned there are two words you should never say together. Chappelle noted during his opening monologue. Those words are the and Jews. Never heard someone do good after they said that. Chappelle was already a controversial guest. Critics, including me, slammed his 2021 Netflix special, The Closer, for his homophobic and transphobic jokes. I don't know what was homo or transphobic about any of his jokes that he said, but I'm just one person. Let's keep going. He didn't apologize. But why would he apologize? Look, you guys don't, and the people who got upset probably don't watch Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said on one of his specials, he said this entirely. I don't apologize for what I say up here. Talking about him being on stage. I don't apologize for what I say up here. Actually, I believe everything that I do say while I'm up here. But just know, as a courtesy, did he say courtesy? But just know, the key takeaway from the statement is I don't apologize for what I say up here. Which means he believes entirely what he is saying when he's telling his jokes. And he doesn't want to see any type of backlash from what he's saying because these are his words. He's an artist. He's allowed to feel the way that he wants to, not the way that certain groups want him to feel. It's just something to take away from. Now, let's see. As I said in my review, Chappelle, modus operandi was in full display Saturday night as his monologue unfolded. Chappelle negotiated a fine line, admitting West, now known as Ye, said things so terrible that even Adidas, a company founded by brothers who were members of the Nazi Party in the 1930s, was offended. I guess the student surpassed the teacher. I don't even know what the fuck that means. What he's trying to write here. But anyway, at the same time, the comic seemed to suggest that Ye's barbs about Jewish people controlling the media and show business, echoing classic anti-Semitic tropes, were not entirely untrue. I've been to Hollywood. It's a lot of Jews, he cracked. Like a lot. He also joked about Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving, who was suspended after posting after posting a link to an anti-Semitic film called Hebrew to Negroes Wake Up Black America that asserted the Holocaust never happened. Chappelle noted Irving's black ass was nowhere near the Holocaust. One line in particular seemed to stun the audience before they offered scattered applause. I know that the Jewish people have been through a terrible thing, have been through some terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on Black Americans. What that has to do with a professional athlete posting a link to an anti-Semitic film with no explanation and then taking several long days to devour the film's anti-Semitic content, I do not know. Well, let me school you. I don't know who this person is, but let me school you. How can you get in trouble for posting a link, and then after that you get suspended for posting the link, and then in order to come back you have to complete 6 tasks in order to come back? What sense does that make? To the point of everyone who denounced Kyrie the week before came back, and I blame, and I'm saying this in a good way, to the FOI. After the honorable Louis Farrakhan made his statements, last week? They then changed their tune. Well, I think this is fucked up that they got him doing this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like, all this just to play some basketball. Like, he only posted the link. It's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because y'all was the main one, especially Shaq and Charles Barkley, which I hear they're about to get fired from, what's that called? NBA Tonight or whatever the fuck it's called. Or that they're about to get fired. But this is one thing that's not being spoke about. Shaq showed the very same movie in his Newark, New Jersey theater. Cineplex, what was it? Cineplex 13 or Cineplex 10 or something like that. I said last week. Also, they called him idiots. Both Chuck and Shaq called Kyrie Irving an idiot. To the point of Stephen A. Smith says he being Kyrie Irving, Stephen A. Smith said that he has all this knowledge, abundance of knowledge, but you haven't yet shared it with anybody. Here's my thing to Stephen A. Someone with knowledge doesn't have to sit around just teaching people all day. The whole point of, and this is the funny thing about this shit. Candace Owens, if I didn't say this last week, Candace Owens weighed in on it, as well as Jason Whitlock weighed in on it too. And they both were on Kanye, because she mainly was doing it for Kanye. And I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. Candace Owens this week did a video about MK Ultra. Right? You guys don't know what MK Ultra is, do your research. I'm not about to get into it because it's a total different subject. But she did a show this week about MK Ultra. It was pieced with the Kanye thing, how his trainer is an ex-military operative of some sort that dealt with him but him being involved in some sort of thing of experiments or something like that with drugs and shit in Canada. To the point of he's a trainer now here in America. He's linked to Brittany Murphy, who died from a drug overdose in a bathtub. Crazy, because that's the same way she had died in the movie she was in that very same year. He's linked to Lizzo. We all know what's going on with Lizzo, and then Kanye, which he had admitted into a psych ward. And I read you guys those that text message that he sent him, where he threatened him with institutionalizing him again and being drugged out of his mind. Y'all go and look at that Candace Owens show. Like, y'all may not like Candace Owens, that's fine, but look at that show. All right? Hate on her after you watch the show, but just watch the show. Who else was I bringing up? Stephen A. Smith said what he said. And then Shannon Sharp, this fucking field nigga, fucking had the nerve to come out of his mouth and say, you know what, Skip, I don't really agree with none of this shit that's going on with this whole Kyrie Irving thing. You understand what I'm saying, Skip? But Skip, you gotta understand this. That boy did nothing wrong other than post that link up on his Twitter page. Oh, but other than that, that boy ain't did nothing wrong. You hear me, Skip? This motherfucker had the nerve to come out and start saying shit like, I think it's wrong. Nigga, shut the fuck up. I need everybody who was saying shit to shut the fuck up. Don't be on his... Oh, to the point of LeBron James says something too. And with that being said, Kevin Durant said in an interview after a game, he like, yo, I don't understand why they just don't bring this dude back. Like, we lose. You think we gonna win with the chumps that's on this team? We need this dude. And I don't know if it's really being heard or not. Like, what's going like from Adam Silver, which is, I believe, the president of the NBA, or president or CEO, whatever, of the NBA, and then Joe Tsai, the owner of the Nets, or one of the owners of the Nets. They're now they came up with the statement saying, well, yeah, we don't believe that Kyrie has any hate in his heart. You know, we all met together and met his family, and he seemed like a loving guy and all this. And it's like, nah, y'all shut the fuck up too. Now, I want to applaud black media, true grassroots black media like myself, for actually standing by Kyrie. I want to give each and every one of us a round of applause and a DJ. And let me drop one of DJ Funk Flex bombs on you. Now, with this whole thing, and I'm gonna get back into this article. Another thing that I'm starting to realize here is that a lot of these people who are coming out saying shit, they don't even know what the fuck the documentary has in it. Such as a lot of these writers for these companies in news who are writing these articles about, yeah, that documentary had anti-Semitic tropes, and it's like, you never watched it. Look, I got time after this show because I'm running at a good pace right now, and I got like four more pages left in my show. After this show is done, since me and my sister share Amazon Prime, I'm going to Cash App her some money so I can then watch that documentary tomorrow. Just to see, a lot of people say, well, it's boring, it starts out slow, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I've watched much far boring documentaries than that. Tomorrow, I'm a Cash App her the money, I'm going to have her pay for the documentary, and then I'm going to watch it. All 3 hours of it, or 3.5 hours, I think they said that it is. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what's going on with it, and I'm gonna share a little bit of what I saw in the documentary next week. So you guys stay locked on it. I'm gonna have it in the pre-show. I'm not gonna do a full show on it. So let's keep going. So I forgot where I was at. Okay. So the article says, but instead, his monologue seemed filled with justifications of minimization, failing to mention, for instance, allegations that Ye has expressed admiration for Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Now let's get into that. I hope you guys know when you saw Kanye once he got out of the hospital. Well, hold on, let me do this in air quotations. When Ye got out of the hospital, he was saying some pretty jarring things, such as slavery was a choice, but if you dissect it a little bit, also he compared himself when he would go on his rants, when he went on his rant on Ellen, where he was like, "I'm the new Steve Jobs" and all this, and then he said some stuff about you know, Adolf Hitler this, Adolf Hitler that. He was on medication. Can we blame somebody who his psychologist said that he was I was about to say oh shit. I was about to say a psychologist labeled him anti-Semitic, but I'm saying that's not what I was gonna say. This psychologist labeled him bipolar, and he didn't saw that he wasn't bipolar. But if you guys don't know anything, that when it comes to the psychotropic drugs, look at most of the rappers who was taking Xanax. Xanax is a psychotropic. What have most of those rappers either done, either where they're at now? You know what I'm saying? Most of these newer rappers now, they talk about popping Xans and all that other shit. A Xanax is a psychotropic, which, with the pill, you break it in half. You take one half at one point in time during the day, then you take the other half the other point in time of the day. If not, you take with a Xanax, you take one pill, but you break the pill in half, because when you get the pill out, the pill looks like it's two pieces. You break the bitch and you take it. I've never taken a Xanax before, but I've seen enough Xanax either online or motherfuckers that I know who do the shit. I know enough that you break the bitches. Now I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. But anyway, most of these motherfuckers who are on psychotropic medications, and even the side effects tell you, with Adderall. Is it Adderall? I believe it's Adderall, which is for bipolar disorder. It says on the bottle, or with the side effects, that it can cause. Matter of fact, let's read it. Let me bring up Adderall's side effects. So, loss of appetite, weight loss, dry mouth, stomach upset, upset stomach or stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, headache, diarrhea, fever, nervousness, and trouble sleeping may occur, but it's more with that. So, take this medication by mouth, with or without food, as directed by the doctor, usually 1 to 3 times a day. First dose is usually taken when you wake up in the morning. If more doses are prescribed, take them as directed by your doctor, usually 4 to 6 hours apart. Taking this medication late in the day may cause trouble sleeping, insomnia. So, excuse me. Base, blah. Now, what's? Because, hold on, my nephew, he has ADHD. So hold on. ADHD drugs. Medications for ADHD. None of these names stick out to me. Anti-moxetine, that sticks out. Guafine sticks out. Let's see. I just wanted to list the side effects. So dry mouth, tiredness, weakness, headache, irritability, decreased sexual ability, decreased appetite, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, constipation, fainting, blurred vision, rash, slow heart rate. Symptoms of overdose may include drowsiness, lack of energy, slow heart rate, faintness, dizziness, blurred vision, smaller pupils, black circles in the middle of the eye. Anyway, I do know that certain psychotropic medications can drive you insane. Not saying that Kanye West is going insane, but he was saying some insane shit when he was on his medication. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, it's like, by putting that in your article, sir or ma'am, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. This is why. The man was on fucking psychotropics. How the fuck are you gonna... Which he was wrongfully diagnosed of being bipolar. Now, I can tell you this now. I've been a fan of Kanye since I've been 15 years old. Not one time from when he would always go on his rants and stuff like that, not once did I think this man was crazy. I just thought that, oh, he has what's the word? He's very confident and he knows who he is and what his music is doing. So, you know, if he's spazzing out at award shows and all this, is because he felt slighted. He felt slighted that he wasn't getting this award because he knew sonically and all this other stuff with his music and how either if he's getting a beat from another producer or if he's producing his own beats, that he knows that this is better than any other rapper's music or any other artist's music that is out there because it's different. But, you know, for somebody having a strong mind about themselves, I guess people hate it. I guess people hate me too because I have a very strong mind about myself. I think of myself very highly, like Kanye West. How the hell do you... Hold on. That's not even the right word that I want to use. How do you think, or who do you think I got it from? I got it from him. So I'm crazy too. All right, whatever. Article says, yes, comedy isn't a news report, but if we're going to elevate particularly skilled performers like Chappelle, because there's a sense their work also contains powerful truths about society and life, then we also have to note when they offer material that does the opposite and obscures an issue, which should be cut and dry. But you just contradicted yourself in that sentence. I hope you know that. By you saying that there's a sense their work also contains powerful truths about society and life, then we also have to note when they offer material that does the opposite. Well, what's the opposite? You said they're truths. So how can you say in one breath that it speaks truth about life and situations in society, but then say after that, oh well, you know, you can't be opposite and obscure an issue. It's like, no, stupid. You said your truth, which means if it's my truth, then I'm seeing something at an angle no one else is seeing. Now, they've also brought up that there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood. He also said it's a wild thing to think it, but to say it out loud is a different story. Which is he's saying Kanye is right. What the fuck is wrong with people? You don't know how to comprehend, and you learn this shit in fucking elementary school. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like you're basically denouncing black people being smart. That's basically what's happening. Black people can't be smart because of some reason. This is what the fuck y'all are doing. This is what the fuck's going on. Kanye isn't smart for what he said because he was pointed out as bipolar, which he told us was a lie. I believe him because who else knows you other than you? I'm pretty sure Kim didn't really give a fuck because she was too busy getting naked with her butt showing on a magazine. Other than that, Stephen A. Smith and all them talking about how Kyrie is an idiot. How is he an idiot if he's trying to find out about knowledge of self? How is that him being an idiot? Because this is one thing I do know about black people. We don't know where we come from. We don't know our heritage. And we don't know our African ancestors, if not our family and cousins that's over in the continent today. So you take somebody's language and their way of life and their values away from them, put them in indentured servitude, and then you release them with nothing, with them having nothing, no education, no anything. How the fuck do you think that us being anti-Semitic is something that we care about? We don't. We don't give a fuck about them Jews. We don't. Jewish, sorry. Those Jewish people. We don't. We don't give one fuck about them because we don't encounter Jewish people like that on a daily basis. So why the fuck should we care about somebody that we don't see on a daily basis? Now, would we have respect if they was in our faces? Yes, we would. Because black people, we have this one ability to where when a group fucks us over, we still become either friends or we try to work it out with them. Because nobody hates like family. Because if you believe Kyrie Irving's whole thing of who are the true people of God, well, nobody hates like family. If you believe the NOI story of Yakub, the story is that white people in other races were grafted from black people. From YouTube science. This is the story of what Dana Y teach. If that is true, then that means you are our family of some sort, and nobody hates like family. Is that not right? People can have thousands of fucking haters that they show off for, but it stings more when it's family doing it to you, doesn't it? Just saying. Anyway, let me go on. I always forget where the. Oh, okay. So I read the one thing. So it says the rest of Chappelle's Saturday Night Live appearance, excuse me, unfolded as a better than average episode. A pre-taped parody of HBO's House of Drag. Oh yeah, that's another skit he was in. The parody of HBO's House of Dragons. And it featured some of Chappelle's most iconic characters. Now, I believe this person names them. So it goes, so HBO's House of Dragons featuring additional black characters, some inspired by figures from the comics legendary Comedy Central program. Chappelle Show and Ice-T as light-skinned Larry, as light-skinned Larry Targaryen was particular on point, which I believe they're trying to give him backlash and shit. Ice-T backlash for even being on the show with Dave. Like, this shit's getting out of hand. Was particular on point on Tuesday's episode of The Late Show. Oh, before I get into that, he had not Clayton Bigsby, but he had Tyrone the Crackhead. He had Rick James, who he played. I forgot the pimp that he played, the hater pimp that he played, but he played him. And who else did Dave Chappelle play in that episode? I think that's it. I think those are the four, or three. It was the pimp, Tyrone, Rick James. I believe there was a fourth, but I can't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's a lot of reporters asking Jewish comedians how they feel when it comes to what Dave Chappelle said. So Jerry Seinfeld and Jon Stewart, which Jon Stewart and Chappelle are actual friends. And Jerry Seinfeld, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a relationship with Dave. So let's get into what they had to say. So on Tuesday's episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart joined his former Daily Show co-star and friend to discuss the recent controversy surrounding Dave Chappelle's monologue on Saturday Night Live. Speaking plainly, he acknowledged his longtime friendship with Chappelle before noting that he doesn't think censorship is the way to help people with hostile views learn and grow. Comedy is reductive. We play with tropes because everyone has prejudices in their lives in ways that they view things, he said. And comics rely on those prejudices as a shorthand for our material. Even the wokest of comics play with tropes to a certain extent. We propose that anti-Semitism should be dealt with in a straightforward manner, or we will never gain any kind of understanding with each other. Jerry Seinfeld, who featured Chappelle on his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, in his new 10th anniversary book, was asked for his thoughts on the controversy in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter. While he was much less verbose, his comments weren't as generous as Stewart's. I don't think the comedy was well executed, but I think the subject matter calls for a conversation that I don't think I'd want to have in this venue, he noted. It provokes a conversation which hopefully is productive. When asked if he would have the conversation with Chappelle personally, as a friend, he replied, I don't have a close relationship with him. We're friends, and it's not a close a close relationship. So there we have it. All which they were basically saying the same thing. Jon Stewart and Jerry Seinfeld. They were basically saying the same thing. Although what he's saying doesn't really sound right to us, but we will say, which I had to picture this whole damn time, I never showed it anyway. But yeah, he basically is stating that, hey yo, like, we should have this conversation. But Jerry says he doesn't want to be a part of that conversation. But Jon Stewart is like, I think we should very much have this conversation nationally when it comes to black folks in the Jewish community. Because if you guys don't know, there are certain similarities of which we have. But they don't want to acknowledge that shit because they feel that they're better than us. Before I get into this next part of the show, I will take a short break. We'll take a short break. There'll probably only be 2 to 3 minutes. So if you guys need to re-up what's in your cup or re-roll some shit or, just go outside and just take a breather, go ahead. I'll give you guys 3 minutes starting now. All right, we are back. I ended that just in time when the song ended. So, Trump is adored by his followers, Dave Chappelle explained. So, Dave, in the second part of his monologue, spoke about where am I at on this? Spoke about Donald Trump and the recent midterm elections that just happened over, it was last week when it happened. So he spoke on that. This is what he had to say.
And I got to tell you, I feel like this midterm is like all of humanity depends on it. And it's an ominous sign. The most ominous sign of the midterms, I believe, would be Herschel Walker, who I don't want to speak badly of because he's black. But I have to admit, he's observably stupid. Even when he's not talking, his mouth be open a little bit like. the kind of guy that looks like he thinks before he makes a move on tic-tac-toe. And I'm watching the news now, they're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. And the reason he's loved is because people in Ohio have never seen somebody like him. He's what I call an honest liar. Well, I'm not joking right now. He's an honest liar. That first debate, I'd never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Now, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said." And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" Remember what he said, bro? He said, "I know the system is rigged because I use it." I said, "God damn." And then he pulled out an Illuminati membership card and chopped a line of cocaine up and did it right into the podium. No one had ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back. "That makes me smart." And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen anything like that. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, "We are doing everything that you think we are doing," inside of that house. They just went right back in the house and started playing the game again. The Democrats were sore losers. I'm a Democrat, and I'm telling you, as soon as he won, they started saying all that he's colluding with Russia, he's colluding with Russia. It was very embarrassing as a Democrat, but as time went on, we all came to learn he was probably colluding with Russia. I even look at his wife different now. His wife is beautiful, no question about it, but she looks like the kind of chick that James Bond would smash but not trust. Why you got all them documents at his house? What is this? This guy that's famous for not reading his press briefings, now all of a sudden he got 10,000 documents in his house and we'll catch him on his readings. I've been fired from jobs many times in my life. And I will be very honest with you. Sometimes I was fired. I stole things from the office. Staplers, computer mouses, all kinds of stuff. But you know what I never stole from work? Work. War in Ukraine brought it all into focus. And lucky for everybody in the Western world, the Ukrainians are...
Before he gets into that, so if you guys don't know, your president is being investigated. The whole entire Biden family is being investigated. Here are three things that they are being investigated on, or possible things that they could be investigated on. One of them is Hunter Biden's laptop. I covered that story here before. Along with the laptop, everything that was colluded in that, such as Hunter being on the Burisma board, as far as some things that deal with Ukraine, such as this. When Biden was vice president, he told a Ukrainian official that if they don't fire a lawyer or an investigator or whatever, that they wouldn't get funds for something. That's another thing that's possible might come up. And also, what's the third thing? Biden. I think it deals with China or something. But these are some things that he's being investigated on, or could possibly be investigated on. And this doesn't look as bad as the January 6th shit, because I think it has something to do with financial shit, as far as like government financial shit, and like how somehow Biden got out of something or whatever. So is that as bad? Excuse me, as this? Also, this is what. So it's this big crypto like thing going on right now, like this big story that's coming out of crypto, where this guy, I forgot his name, basically he laundered some money, and it was money of some big names, and some normal people as well. But this guy used some of the money to not only finance some Democrat candidates, but he also stole the money. And Biden is wrapped up in this some way, somehow. Because the guy, because it has to do something with the jab. Also has something to do with the jab, with Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, and something else. So it's a lot of shit going on right now, y'all, that y'all aren't paying attention to. And y'all should be paying attention to this shit for real. So y'all's homework tonight is to look that story up. I will send you somewhere first. Go to, and y'all may not like the name, but I don't give a fuck. Go to, and I'm gonna bring up the channel in a second. All right, so go to Hotep Jesus YouTube channel. He spoke about FTX bankruptcy filing analysis. He just did that, just streamed an hour ago, so check that out. That's his recent video on it. He spoke about it on his podcast that aired Thursday. So that's Hotep's Been Told You 230, episode 230. Biden investigation begins and more. The Biden family investigation, a compromised president, and what else? Check out the Americans' foreign policy as well. Check this video out. Maxine Waters chairs FTX investigation and the digital dollar 12-week pilot program. That talks about the CBDC and how they did like a 12-day pilot program of this. Also look at this video as well. FTX, the Sam Bankman-Fried conspiracy theory. You guys have homework tonight. Gotta look at 6 videos I told you guys to watch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So y'all got 7 videos of homework to watch. So after this video gets done, get to it, because most of these videos are 2 hours, an hour and a half, 45 minutes, an hour and a half, and almost 3 hours, two and a half hours. So y'all got some homework tonight. That's what y'all have to look up. Just go to Hotep Jesus channel, and his last 7 videos should be that. So that's y'all's homework tonight. So let's get into this article. I was trying to finish this at 2 hours and 45 minutes, but I might still be on here at 3 hours. So let's do this. Comedian Dave Chappelle is making headlines for his Saturday Night Live monologue, in which he joked, among other topics, about Kanye West's recent anti-Semitic comments. Chappelle is it bars or barbs? I guess it's barbs. Or bars on the subject included tongue-in-cheek advice on how West should have handled the resulting firestorm, and a quip about the decision by sneaker manufacturer Adidas to drop the rapper as a business partner. But comments he made about former President Donald Trump deserves even more attention than the ones about Ye. They should serve as a wake-up call for anyone who thinks the former president is going to quietly fade away. Chappelle pivoted about halfway through his 15-minute opening monologue to the topic of Trump, remarking that I am watching the news now and they're declaring the end of the Trump era. He then melded his exorbitant comedy with a simple truth that everyone wishes Trump would disappear from the political landscape needs to hear. Trump's base hasn't come close to abandoning him. I'm just being honest with you. I live in Ohio amongst the poor whites, he said, adding, a lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular and very loved. Chappelle, who acknowledged in his monologue that he's a Democrat, then delivered a comedic explanation of why Trump is adored by his followers. He joked that Trump was an honest liar who told the unvarnished truth about a system set to help the rich and powerful. And he recounted how Trump openly admitted as much during a 2016 campaign. He said, I know the system is rigged because I use it. The comedian then joked about how Trump accused during that debate by Hillary Clinton of not paying his taxes. Shot back, that makes me smart. Chappelle shared that for many working class Americans struggling to make ends meet, Trump's honesty is revealing that the rich and powerful have been the rich and powerful have been taking full advantage of system design to their benefit. Only enhanced his stature. Now we can debate all day why people really love Trump. Was it for the reason Chappelle suggests? ? Or was it that? For some, there is a preserved appeal in his bigotry and defense of white nationalists? ? Is it his owning the libs? ? His tax cuts greatly favored the wealthy. It may be a mix of all those reasons or entirely different ones, but there's no disputing that in polls taken before last week's election, Trump was far away. Was far and away the top choice of Republicans to be their 24 presidential nominee. A New York Times Siena College poll found in mid-October that 49% of Republican voters favored Trump as their party's 2014 presidential nominee. His closest rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, got 26% support. That poll was taken before the GOP came up short in the midterms. Since then, many in the party are blaming Trump for Republican candidates' lackluster performance at the ballot box, noting that the high-profile candidate has endorsed lost key marquee races. Trump's most notable losses span the country from U.S. Senate candidates Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania and Blake Masters in Arizona, to his choice for governor in battleground states such as Michigan and Wisconsin. Still, there is no reason to believe that core Republican voters will be dissuaded from supporting Trump, despite last week's election debacle for which he has been roundly blamed. Trump was still the top 2024 choice of GOP base, despite his botched handling of the response of COVID-19 pandemic, as polls in 2020 show, and his role in riling up crowds responsible for the January 6th attack on the Capitol, which I said before, he had nothing to do with that. If you just look at his words, you will see he had nothing to do with it. That was already planned. And it came out also that the FBI has something to do with it, which is funny, right? Anyway, let's keep going. June 6th attack on the Capitol. So if his base has overlooked all of that, it's hard to imagine that all his supporters will abandon him just because Republicans didn't get the red wave they were expecting. There's another deeply concerning. There's another deeply concerning. The reason why Trump's support will not simply evaporate. As historians and experts, an expert on autocracy, Ruth Ben, I have no idea how to say this lady's last name, but it's spelled Ghiat. Was it Galtz or something like that? I don't know. Explained in a 2021 interview, Trump is an authorian. Hold on, I gotta write. Hold on. Oh, authoritarian. Sorry. Follow the authoritarian playbook with propaganda, with corruption, with incitements of violence. She said this makes Trump's bond with his supporters unlike anything we have accustomed to see in America, in American politics. And in an article she penned last year for The Economist, that what's the lady's name? Ruth, said that Trump's influence will not dissipate until the instructions of democracy formally confirm misconduct. For example, with a court conviction, this is why, in her view, it is so important to hold Mr. Trump accountable. But who knows if Trump will ever be held accountable and what the impact would be on his supporters if he ever were to be. So I'm gonna hold it right there. I'm gonna play the rest of this video, and then I'm gonna get back into the article. So here we go.
Way better fighters than we thought they'd be. I mean, these guys, God bless them, they're doing good. They killed 10,000 Russians the first week of the war. Even the Vietnamese were like, God damn, those some good numbers. This is before they had weapons. Before we started sending them weapons, they was killing Russians with things you can find around the house. That whole country, Ukraine, is littered with traps like Home Alone. They was stepping on rakes and touching hot doorknobs. How is Russia losing to the Ukraine? That would be like America losing the war to Colorado. Now the midterms are over and everybody's awake. These new whites, man, they're like the whites. They're like newborn babies, just woke up. Everything white people are mad about, we've been on that. Man, I can't feed my family. White people are like, we've been on that. Man, we can't trust the government. We've been on that. Man, we should dismantle the FBI. Word to Martin Luther King, bro. We've been on that. Nobody listens to me. When I tell these jokes, you ignore me. My first Netflix special, what did I say? I said, I don't want a sneaker deal, because the minute I say something that makes those people mad, they're going to take my sneakers away. And the whole crowd was like, ha, 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 ha. But now you see Kanye walking around L.A. barefoot with his chain out. This guy lost $1.5 billion in a day. $1.5 billion in a day. I saw that. I said, put your chain on, nigga. Welcome back. It shouldn't be this scary to talk about anything. It's making my job incredibly difficult. And to be honest with you, I'm getting sick of talking to a crowd like this. I love you to death. And I thank you for your support. And I hope they don't take anything away from me. Whoever they are.
I think that's the end.
We got a great show.
Yeah, okay, so that is the end of the show. Get back into the article. It says, doing so may make his followers cling to him even more tightly, despite what millions of Americans, including even some Republican office holders, may want. Given reports that Trump is expected to announce his 2024 presidential run this week, which he already did, I'd predict that he won't be going away anytime soon, even without having delivered the red wave his supporters had so fervently hoped for. So that's the end of the show, people. Hope you guys learned something tonight, because I gave you guys a lot of information that you should have been paying attention to. If you didn't, then I don't know what to tell you, because I don't come up here to speak for nothing. But I will say this. But yeah, you guys should be really looking at what's really going on. And that is this. One second. This is what you guys should be looking at when it comes to all of this stuff that's been going on. that the blacks who are in high positions, the black people who are in high positions will always sell out for their master, basically. And also, the blacks like myself will always come to the aid for a fallen comrade who is going through something, such as Kanye, Kyrie, and now Dave. But this is one thing that they don't really pay attention to when it comes to Dave. Dave has educated parents. His parents taught school at the high school level, and which I believe his dad was a high school teacher, and his mom was a college professor. So Dave knows what he's doing. He's not stupid at what he's doing. He knows what he's saying, and he knows how to basically get around what people don't want him to say. So if you looked at the monologue, which I've played for you guys, you can see how consistently brilliant this man is. So with that being said, Dave, keep your head up. I already know that you got an ace up your sleeve when it comes to stuff like this. Just show everybody how it was done. All right. So since nobody is here to join me in the talk, because the show ended and I have no one here to talk to now, so I'm gonna get off, and this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with my theme music. All right. But I want y'all to spread the word that I need 6 people to go to my YouTube channel, Marcus Speaks. And while you're at it, go over to Marcus Speaks Play as well. And you can find it. Scroll down. It's right there. Hit subscribe on Marcus Speaks. And vice versa. You can go on Marcus Speaks Play and subscribe to Marcus Speaks from there too. So I need everyone's support. So share my video and in your post, but go and subscribe. All right, that's all we need to say. And I'll let the video speak for itself. And with that also being said, people, I do this here show every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me on Fridays playing video games. Right now I am playing God of War Ragnarok. You can check out both Part 1 and Part 2 on either channel, Marcus Speaks or Marcus Speaks Play, in the God of War Ragnarok playlist. Right? Also, if you could, if you ever come on my show, you can come up and speak to me. There's always a link pinned in the chat so you can come up and talk. But there's always 3 rules. Those 3 rules are you must be on camera at all times. Rule number 2 is if you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. You still have to be on camera here on the backstage and answer the question that is in the private chat. Don't make it a conversation. And also, the last rule is please silence all background noise or go to a nice, quiet, secluded spot in your house and come up and speak. And the only thing that I have left for you is like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and share not only just my video, but share the channel too. Share both channels. Excuse me, put all 3 channels or all 3 links. You can find both of my channel links in my description, and go to either channel. I'm sorry. Put both links that you see in the description, and then use this video to share this link of this video to your social medias. All right. I would like to have 6 subscribers by next Friday that'll get me to 100. No, I have 9. So I need 7. I'm sorry. I've been saying 6 this whole entire video. I need 7 subscribers to come and subscribe to my hair channel. And then when you share my stuff on, I like 50 people before the year is done. I just would like to have 150 subscribers. And then next year I'll be on to a whole entire new goal. So, with that being said, I had fun. And I hope you guys did too. I hope you learned something. Because we all know now that Jay is going to get his damn money, like I've been saying these past 3 weeks. So, awesome. So, with that being said, people, I thank y'all for watching. And I'll check you guys up next Friday on Marcus Speaks Play. But don't forget, stay tuned for more on Marcus Speaks. All right, y'all. Get y'all out next Friday. Peace out.